Welcome back, Isabel, to our show, our Do It for the Wellness of Your Life. Thank you for being here one more time.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
For the ones that haven't seen the first episode of this chapter, we have here the Dr. Isabel. She's been teaching at the Sydney University. She's also specialized in physiology, and as well she wrote this amazing book that we're gonna introduce to everyone. Is Release Way with Compassion. We talked about last week about the mindset, how people prioritize things, and the body and looking after yourself is always second, So when we actually put emphasis, or we actually really want something, we always find the time to do it. So I think it's a good way of trying to change our mindset and say, okay, I want to look after myself, because myself and this body is the one who's going to help me to look after others, to look after my job, to look after my environment and whatever's surrounding me.
Yeah, 100%. And, I think there's that notion that it's selfish to look after yourself. And so I think we need to kind of rethink that and just realize that we do need to prioritize our health so we can do stuff for other people. Because if we're not well, we can't do anything for anyone. And I just wanted to clarify that I worked for many years at Sydney Uni, but I'm not currently working at Sydney Uni. But
you just dedicate yourself to the well-being of people.
Right now. Yes. So this is my new path. I just wanted to do something different. I spent all my life in academia, and I wanted to do something that was more in line with my family and living in more harmoniously and being able to be present more with my family and following something that I'm passionate about. So that's why I'm here.
Excellent. So we do what we love, and we always find successful on it, and that's a good thing. Like if you do what you love, it's the best way to succeed,
Yeah, that's.
And people see it when you love, when you're passionate about it. They can see it,
Yeah.
Let's go into the book. We already did chapter 1. We're gonna jump to chapter number 3. It says, "Eat slowly and in the present." What it says in this chapter, what we can give to
I guess
audience?
there's a few points in there, but one of the points is about just enjoying eating. Don't rush it. We're also busy running around with the kids, and that just I guess it's just about enjoying the food, taking it in, and really tasting the food. The food is such a big part of our life. We have so many special connections with the food. So many celebrations where food is at the center of it. I think now we kind of lost a little bit of that with everyone kind of eating in their rooms or, with the devices all the time. So it's nice to kind of really just bring that back where we're just sitting together and having a conversation and just eating without a hurry. So I guess that's one of the main points, and just be aware, I guess, that every food that you eat has a reward value to your brain. So it makes you feel good when you eat, and depending on the type of food, different foods will have a different reward value.
Yeah, it's very interesting what you say, like also with the preparation of the food. Enjoy the preparation of the food. That's also a way of being present, on the moment, and of course share it with the people that you love is even better. These days it's always very, very hard. Like I notice even in myself, like I eat in 5 minutes, and I just run away and then do one thing and do another. and it's very hard to have that moment with the family together. Sometimes at night time is the only moment that we could have. But we also having that issue that we're not enjoying the cooking, Especially me, I don't like cooking. But I try to my best to cook something healthy, and doesn't take me much time. But I love when it's a festivity, as you say. It's a festivity, and then we go and I prepare the night before, like those dishes, traditional dishes, and I really enjoy that. And even I feel full after I cook because all the cooking I'm not gonna eat. I just enjoyed how I done it. That's really good. There is another point on here on the book about eating slowly or things like that. Is you saying something about that it takes time for the brain to know when you are full? Is that right?
Yeah. So when your stomach is empty, you release a hormone called ghrelin, and that hormone will go to your brain basically and make you feel hungry and to go searching for food. So once you've gotten your food, then you've consumed the food, it goes to your stomach. As the stomach expands, you start to get a signal that you're full, and then also there's other hormones that are released as the food enters into the circulation, as glucose, which is the main sugar that we consume, enters the circulation. That causes the release of other hormones such as insulin and leptin, which then acts on the brain to make you feel satisfied and full. Now, this takes some time for this all to happen. It usually takes about 10 to 20 minutes before your brain realizes that you've eaten enough and that you shouldn't eat. And so a good practice is to eat slowly, so that by the time the signal, so you eat less food over that period of time. And there is actually some studies showing that overweight people actually eat at a faster rate. So these are just little things that you can change in your life that are not hard to do, and that they have some scientific backing as well to support them.
Yeah, well, it's really, really interesting because in my experience, I always choose to eat a small amount, but I eat very fast, and lucky I always choose to eat small amounts because I try to not have my stomach full, and because I function better when my stomach is not full. I think most of the people is like that. When your stomach is too full, you cannot do certain things straight away, especially when you're an active person. The other thing that I do that I found it really interesting also on the book is about the water. I drink a little bit of water before my food. I try to most of the time, but I was finding interesting that it's saying something here about that the brain doesn't know if you are thirsty or you are hungry, or something like that.
Sometimes it can get confused, so very similar.
And then you go to eat rather than drink.
Yeah, that's right. So you eat instead of drinking. So because I guess there's water it makes sense because there's water in fruit, and so if you really needed fluid, it doesn't matter whether it's water or food because you're going to get some fluid from the other fruits or vegetables that you eat or other
so
food.
The brain doesn't really realize which one is what you actually want, or get confused about it.
Yeah, well, you know yourself, you feel different when you're thirsty generally than when you're hungry, right? This is it. But sometimes that line can be quite fine. So I guess a way to kind of work that out is by drinking a glass of water if you're feeling hungry, and this helps you to learn about your body, just being aware, again, being present and being aware of what it feels like. Have a glass of water and just wait 15 to 20 minutes. And if you're still hungry, then just go ahead and eat, because you're not going to win if you're always fighting against hunger, because it's something that's driven by your hormones. So you need to find a way around that. So I'm a very strong believer that you need to eat until you're full. It's more about the foods that you eat that is important. And so yeah, so I think that's, I guess, the main kind of points. Yeah.
So if just to trick our brain a little bit, or just to find out, like, it's good to have a little bit of water when you feel hungry. And if you're still feeling hungry, that's mean your body's asking for actual food.
Yeah.
You know, it's not your body saying like, I'm thirsty, but I need some.
Yeah.
So like it's quite interesting. I found it very, very fascinating, all this.
Yeah, no, the body's fascinating. I love the body, and it's just so intricate, and there's just always so many things happening at the same time. So it's hard to just change one thing and expect like to solve the problem. It's always like especially in obesity, it's a very multifactorial issue on so many levels. You know, you got your genetics, you got your social, economic aspects to it. You got exercise and diet, and sleep. There's just so many things that can affect.
It's a big combination of everything to be actually to looking after yourself. You're talking about also the sleep. Sleep is very, very important. To have the body that breaks, that needs to do all what they have to do, and to be clear of what we're actually doing. Like we're eating healthy, this is clear. We're drinking water, this is clear, and going for the right way.
Yeah.
Going back to the book, we're gonna give to the people that are watching. We're gonna give you the webpage, but also I would like if you can also explain them. This doesn't work for everyone the same, isn't it?
That's right. So like I said, there's everyone's is slightly different. We all have a different genetic makeup, and there's depending on the person, there's a variability as to how much the genetics plays a role into your body shape, and it's it can vary from 50 to 90%. And there's a certain proportion that is dependent on the environment, and that's what we're working on. The other thing to keep in mind is also that most of us weren't born overweight, and we slowly put on the weight as the years went past. So expecting it to come off just like that is a little bit unrealistic when it took so many years to actually come on, and it's a little bit harsh for the body, or it doesn't give it time to adjust to the new weight before you. So I think it's also important to release the weight slowly by making these small changes that are achievable over a long period of time. So kind of reversing what you did in the first place to put the weight on.
Exactly. Well, that's actually what I said to the people, like when they say, I'm doing so much exercise, I'm not losing weight. It takes time, because it takes a long time to put that weight in. It will take a long time as well. Not much, but it will take a long time to get rid of it. Yeah. So just to say thank you very much for being with us today. We're gonna tell the people about the book, this amazing book, and the webpage. They can find it, they can have access to it, and also contact you for some special, advice for because, as we say, not everyone is the same. This is just a general thing, but some people need some extra help, and I'm pretty sure you will be.
Yes, definitely.
Great.
So I mean, it's a great start. The book, it's got some great steps, and that can definitely help you to release some weight. But of course, I see clients and help them to first of all keep accountable, which is sometimes is very useful depending on how that person works, and also just making the right decisions for that person in terms of improving their health, and as a result releasing the weight. And also we look at the mindset of people, like we talked about, to identify perhaps beliefs and that are holding them back, that are stopping them from taking the steps that they need to take. So I'm definitely happy to see and talk to other people about it.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. I will see you again. We will see you again. We will continue with this amazing book next week. So stay in tune. Follow us in Instagram, YouTube, and all the other platforms, Facebook as well. DFWLife, do it for the wellness of your life.
Thank you so much.